We can go ahead and get started. Our first question is from Rock.
Brandon, do you have any update on Keegan Akin yet? You guys have decided to do?
We're looking at probably tomorrow. So just kind of let him come back off this side and potentially tomorrow activate him or whatever the term is to have him back on the roster.
Rich, go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, has what Urias been doing, is that a huge surprise to you, both offensively and defensively?
Pleasantly surprised. Yeah. I thought he, when he came up last year, hit some balls hard, primarily to the right side of the field. Never saw him really kind of get on one to the pull side, so didn't know how that was going to work when the pitchers made adjustments to him. Kind of early on this year, kind of same thing. And now for me, he's always had a really simple swing, and the swing really hasn't changed. It's just about being a little bit more on time and catching the ball a little bit more out in front. I like that he doesn't chase. He swings at strikes for the most part, and he's played really consistent defense. So, give him credit for a guy that got an opportunity, got claimed, gets an opportunity, and is making the most of it. Really, really happy with how he's playing.
Nathan, go ahead.
Brandon, just going off that, do you expect him down the stretch to get most of your playing time at shortstop, or do you think other guys will get opportunities as you guys go along?
No, I think for the most part, yeah, now that Freddie's not with us. If Freddie was with us, I was going to move him over to second base and oh, look at that, Rock. I was going to move him over to second base and give, when Freddie needed a day off, move him back over to short. But now that Freddie's with the Phillies, he's going to be our primary shortstop.
Joe, go ahead.
And when Keegan comes back, do you see him going back into the rotation, or do you see him more as a long man type now?
I think he's going to go back in the bullpen, and then anything can happen these last 7 weeks, eight weeks.
Steve, go ahead.
Brandon, listening to Oriole players and coaches this year, it sounds like Matt Harvey's been a great teammate.
Yeah.
When he was going through his struggles, you can still be a great teammate, obviously, even if the results aren't there. How did that kind of show itself? Are there some specific examples that come to mind of how he was really a good teammate?
Well, I've talked to Matt about that. He talks about the great teammates he had early on in his career and veteran guys that made an influence on him, from some of the older pitchers that he was with in New York early to David Wright, et cetera. Kind of how they were in the clubhouse. I think one thing that I've been really impressed is with no matter how bad things have been or how bad his start was, he is in the dugout for 9 innings the 4 days he's not pitching, supporting his team, supporting the other pitcher. He walks down with the rest of our group down to watch our starter warm up every single night and walks into the dugout. He's just there, and he's always showing support for other players. And for a veteran guy, that has had some up and downs this year, and he's been really, really consistent with that. So I give him a lot of credit for kind of riding the wave of having some disappointing starts. Really happy for him right now. The way he's thrown the ball the last 3 starts. Just saw him a little while ago, and you can tell he's in a good place right now. So yeah, I've just been really impressed with how he is with our team. And there's a lot of guys that are veterans if you're with a club that's not winning all the time, that sometimes that can be even more detrimental. And him and Freddie were both been wonderful.
Follow up from Rich.
Going back to Urias and the question, well, whether he was going to get the bulk of the starts, you guys also have to take a look at Richie Martin. And you've waited now a while to take another look at Richie. Will you look at him at other positions besides shortstop?
No, I don't know what the plan right now is with Richie, because Richie's still rehabbing on his way back. He's playing in the A ball or double A right now, just got off the 60. So I think once Richie, plays a little bit more, then we'll make a decision on. Richie hasn't played in AAA either. Like the majority of our guys, he hasn't had a AAA season. And that was something going into this year that we thought was important, was for Richie, and last year was for Richie to get AAA playing time defensively as well as offensively, get some at bats in AAA, and that he still hasn't done that. So I think we're weighing all options as he comes off of rehab.
Melanie, go ahead.
Brandon, every time it's not a John Means start, if the camera shows him in the dugout, Spencer Watkins is attached at his hip. Can you just speak about those two and the relationship that they've been able to build?
I think Means he's a real likable guy. And so, Spencer is like all of our, I was just talking about Matt, being in there for 9 innings when the days they don't start. The other guys are also, and they're following Harv's lead there. And Means he's an ultimate team guy. I'm sure Spencer is just trying to pick up anything that he can. He hasn't been in the big leagues very long, and John's had some early success in his career, and pitchers tend to hang out with pitchers, and honestly, they're usually on the other end of the dugout, so I don't know what kind of shenanigans are happening down there on most nights, but I got my own stuff to worry about on my end. But no, yeah, I've noticed that that our starters are hanging out, and I think that's phenomenal.
Last question is from Nathan.
Brandon, do you have an update on Hunter Harvey?
Yeah, he's still doing his throwing progression timeline. We're looking hopefully mid-August.
All right, that is all the questions we have. Thanks for joining us, Brandon, and we'll see you after the game.
All right, thanks.